I'll let this sit for a minute. Give you a quick update. Find my glasses here. No, let's see, where's that freaking this stuff at? All right, sorry, I can't, because of my back, being put in handcuffs is really painful. So I just need to take some pain stuff real quick. Tell you guys what's going on here. But I'm out. I'm not under arrest. I don't know where Manuel is. I think some people are taking care of it. I've got to head out. Obviously, I'm going to help him with the case. I'll take his case pro bono again. If you want to help, you can help me. It's up to you guys, but I'm gonna help Manuel as well, just because from what I understand, and I was dealing with officers, so I did not get to see what happened to Manuel. But I did hear that he was arrested, and the reason he was arrested was because as they were essentially arresting me, he said something about this is fucking bullshit, and they arrested him probably for disorderly conduct for saying a bad word. If that's the case, then obviously we're going to fight that as well. I know he was there. I just did not know he was arrested until after I was done, or they were done with me back there. So here's what happened, just so y'all know. What happened is I asked one of my friends to hold my camera for me because I had to go to the restroom, and it was taking forever to get to public comment. Went to the restroom, came back out. I saw Chief Driscoll. His name is Driscoll. He's the deputy chief under the sheriff's department. And I was like, hey, we recognized each other. We were shaking hands, just kind of saying hi, because I saw him at the courthouse, because they tried to play this game at the courthouse about me not being able to carry into the courthouse. But we figured it all out, and we had an agreement. But I just found out he's just as tyrannical as anybody else. So anyway, we were just talking, and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm just going into the meeting. I'm here for the public comment. And he's like, well, he says, are you packing? I said, oh, of course I'm packing, Chief. I'm always packing. He's like, well, you're not going in there. I said, yeah, I am. He's like, no, you're not. And I says, well, yes, I am. And I started walking towards the door, and he grabs me. And that's when everything got bad, because he grabbed my arm as if I was breaking some sort of law, and he assaulted me. And so I explained to him to get his hands off me, and then of course it got loud from there, and he's trying to tell me I can't carry.
Head southeast on Houston Street toward West 6th Street.
And of course my argument was I used my 4615 exemption as a retired law enforcement with the proper credentials.
Left onto West 7th Street.
But regardless of me having credentials, anybody can carry in there because they don't have signage up under what they're supposed to have under 30.6 and 7 to post to keep guns out. They have a little no gun sign, but that's not what they're required to have. They're required to have 30.6, 30.7, 30.5 signs. So they didn't even have it properly posted for anybody could have carried in there legally. They tried to tell me that they had the right signs, but they didn't. I've got pictures of it. So not only did he violate the law arresting me normally, but he violated the law arresting me, detaining me. They made very clear, because I said many times I was under arrest. No, you're not under arrest. I said, can I leave? No, you're being detained. Well, for what crime? Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. Well, sorry, then you don't know what crime it is. And it took them a long time.
Continue on to Texas 280 Spur.
Because they're trying to claim that, well, T. Cole says you're not a real cop. I said, well, I don't give a fuck what T. Cole thinks. T. Cole doesn't run the federal government. the federal government decides who meets the elements of what is a law enforcement officer. So, long story short, of course, they realized they were wrong. And he's like, well, he's like, all right, if you'll be rational. And I was like, well, if you'll be rational, just let me go since I'm not breaking any laws here. Well, if you'll be reasonable and, just take your gun out,
quarter mile, use the right lane
you can
to
come
take
back
the
in.
I-35W south exit
And I
or
says, well,
US
I'm not going to do that. You
377
guys have already violated my rights. I am not going to go put my gun away. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go home and draft my lawsuit. So just be ready for that.
Take the I-35W
and of course, they don't think they did
exit,
anything
then
wrong.
use the right lane to take the
And
I-35W
T-Cole's getting them in trouble. T-Cole's getting them in trouble because T-Cole is trying to say, oh, he's not T-Cole certified. Well, sorry, I don't have to be T-Cole certified. That's not what the law says. If you look under 4615 subparagraph 5, it says law enforcement or federal, state, or local law enforcement, but the federal falls under 18 USC. If you have 18 USC Leosa license, then that meets the definition under Texas law. You don't have to meet, the feds don't have to meet Texas standards. And as an Army guy, if I tried to meet Texas standards anyway, I wouldn't know how to shoot. So we're back there, and they took me back into this like sort of secure area because they didn't want to be on camera. And by the way, not a single one of them, not a single officer back there, while they're spewing stupidity, had a body camera on. No wonder they wanted to put me back there, because they knew they were wrong and they wanted to hide it. Then they shut my phone off, apparently, because my phone was shut off during my live stream, and they shut off my location sharing, so my wife didn't know where I was. She had no idea what was going on. She's freaking out. Then people on Facebook are telling her that I got arrested because nobody knows where I'm at or what I'm doing or where they are. And they know that 2 other people got arrested. So, Tarrant County is absolutely out of control. And I didn't go there. I mean, all I was going to do was read a list of the dead people that have died in Tarrant County. I didn't go there to cause problems. When I went inside to go back and sit down after I went to the bathroom, I mean, heck, I've even got a coat on. I'm not even open carrying. I'm concealed carrying. So I've got a coat on. And it's just because the chief stopped me and recognized me, and I recognized him, and we initially this is why you just don't trust anybody that wears a badge. Because even when you think you've got a decent relationship with somebody in law enforcement, and you think they're decent people, the minute it doesn't suit them or it's inconvenient for them, they resort back to their power, not the law. They don't give a shit about the law, just their power. And I was able to document, I do have pictures of the fact that they don't have any signage posted, so there was no reason to kick me out to begin with or to put hands on me. And they're all talking about, you just need to relax. Motherfucker, you're arresting me for no reason. You're putting me in handcuffs. You're wrenching my arm back. You're lying about the fact that I'm apparently resisting. I put my hands behind my back. And then they're like, stop tensing up. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're wrenching my arm back. Of course I'm going to tense up because but my hands are back there. Put on the fucking cuffs. My hands are right next to each other. But they want to play this game for the cameras of, what their fallback is, which is stop resisting. So anyway, they were making all kinds of phone calls. I don't know if they called the DOD or not. And, but they were out there calling everybody they could, away from me, of course, because when they first called T-Cole, they're like, well, he's good. And they didn't like that answer. So, anyway, I'm just going to sue him. But I'm alive. I'm okay. I'm sure I'll find out what's going on with Mata. My only concern is they're going to try and revoke his bond. So I'm going to do a probable cause hearing to make sure they don't revoke his bond because he's on a cash bond. But these guys, they tried to do the same thing to me because I was like, I'm allowed to fucking go in there. And you need to watch your mouth or I'm going to get you for disorderly conduct. I'm like, fuck. You can't arrest me for speech. So I'm wondering if that's what they did with Mata. But these people have no idea what's going on. They think they're untouchable. And I'm not going to let this pass, either with Mata or me. I don't know what but I've got to head home. I was supposed to go to the Capitol after this hearing, but I can't go to the Capitol right now. I'm too stressed out. I'm literally just gonna go file my fucking lawsuit right now. They think I'm bluffing. They're gonna find before they even get out for the day that there's a lawsuit filed against them in federal court. This stuff's got to stop. It's got to stop. But anyway, I do appreciate people for letting everybody know that I got arrested. If you can let everybody know I'm okay, I'm on my way out, and I'll get Mod out as soon as I possibly can. But I've got these other appointments today that I got to get to. So you guys take care, be safe, and be free, and never, ever back down from a fight. Okay, there's a temporary pain of fighting back. It's a temporary pain of fighting back, but the Constitution, righteousness, and being on the right side and obeying the law is always good. So my only concern now is that since they know they fucked up, they're going to try and find some reason, some way to charge me, and because they're going to have to cover up for what they just did to me. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to find, that's what they did down in Aransas Pass. When we filed our lawsuit, like, oh crap, we've got to cover our asses. We better charge them with something. So that's all right. I'll fight tyranny wherever it is. And I just want you to know I've always got skin in the game. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to stand up for myself. I'm not afraid to go to jail. I'm not afraid to get put in handcuffs. I'm not afraid. So I didn't become an attorney to stop fighting and to surrender my rights. But these deaths in the jail, I think they did all this to try and draw attention away from the fact that we've got incompetence in Tarrant County, and people's lives are at stake, and people are dying at the hands of JPS and Tarrant County. Thank you for the 99 cent, whoever that was. I can't see. But just so you know, I was only put in handcuffs for a little while. Once they realized they had fucked up, at least they loosened them for me, so they weren't so tight. You know what I love? I think this is nonsense. They falsely arrest you. They put you in handcuffs. They treat you like a thug. They push you around, and then they're like, calm down. Motherfucker, you got me in handcuffs and you're threatening to throw me in a cage, and you're telling me to calm down? What kind of stupidity is that? Hell no, I'm not going to calm down. You're violating my rights. It's just, cops are some of the dumbest people on the face of the earth. All right, that's enough. You guys Slim Jim, thank you, man. You guys take care, be safe, be free. I'm gonna listen to some heavy music.